Q-Tip, Fife Dog, Ali, Jerobi. Now, just for the uninitiated, A Tribe Called Quest is one of the most influential hip-hop groups that came up in the 90s. We're talking East Coast, alternative hip-hop coming out of Queens, New York. These guys are known for helping to bridge the gap between jazz and hip-hop over boom-bap style drum breaks, as well as a technique called low-end theory, all of which we'll get into when we make a beat today in this video. Let's do it. Most of their beats are somewhere between 90 and 96 BPM, so I'm just gonna start with 94 and see where we get. Today we're gonna start by making the drums first and get a little groove going. The majority of the drum sounds from A Tribe Called Quest come from drum breaks, so that's what we're gonna do. It's from a song called Sorcerer of Isis by The Power of Zeus. I mean, how can you not love that? So let's just loop this, and the only change I'm gonna make is on the second go around. Just to have a nice, easy variation. I do have a little bit of processing right now on this drum break. All I'm doing is adding some sub-harmonics around 64 Hertz, so here's without it. To give the low end a little more beef. And speaking of low end, a crucial piece to the puzzle of A Tribe Called Quest here is to make use of a sampling technique called low end theory. Yes, it's the name of an iconic Tribe Called Quest album, but it also refers to a technique where when you are sampling a record, you use a low pass filter and filter out everything except for the bass line, and then use that as the basis for the beat to build off of. I found this record called Pride and Vanity by Ohio Players, and all you beat makers out there, this is an absolute gold mine, but check out what this sounds like. So I thought we could chop up this first little bit and make a cool bass line out of it. So I'm hearing something like this. Now there's this bass note that I want to take from further down in the song. If we just pull that back here, we can get a nice loop going. Now you can hear on that last bass note that there's some cymbals and some piano happening. So we're gonna apply some low end theory here, and I'm gonna open up an EQ, and we're just going to... So let's go ahead and bring the drums back in. It's kind of funny, in the documentary about A Tribe Called Quest, their old manager, I remember saying about one of their albums that the majority of the budget for the album was dedicated to sample clearance. So that goes to show how many samples they're actually using in all their songs. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna max out the budget right now. So when you're sampling for this type of sound, you're gonna wanna look at 70s records, old 70s records with lots of like groovy road sounds and brass hits and glockenspiels and that kind of thing. Jazz is a good place to start because it's such a huge influence on their sound. Now it's time for us to fill out the beat with some other elements here. And there's so much good stuff in this record that I couldn't even resist. There's like a little bit of piano that I want to add into the beat. That could be kind of a cool thing to add at the end here. Oh, what if we went like this? That's pretty cool. I'm gonna roll with that. Since we have so much low end going from the bass, I'm just filtering this out and really focusing it, you know, in that upper mid range. I want to add another piano chord in there too. So if we go back to the record, ooh, how about this little piece here? Woo! We'll put that when the beat actually repeats to make it a little more interesting. All right, let's see what else we can add here. I pulled in a record called Nightcrawler by Bob James. Another good sample gold mine if you're into that kind of thing. That chord right there, I feel like could work on the downbeat maybe. But what if we took just like a little piece of this and then put that on the downbeat? I like that, it's subtle. You almost don't even hear it, I like it though. The majority of the sampling, you know, is from older records, but a lot of times what I notice these guys will do is bring in, you know, little chops of songs that everybody probably knows during that time period. So I thought it might be cool to bring in some LL Cool J that we can throw in our beat somewhere and just pay homage that way. So there's this record called Summer Love, and it has this wah sound at the very beginning.
Out in the boondocks, you don't stop. Down in the wasteland, you don't stop.
So why don't we take this first little wah sound and find a nice place for it in the beat. Whew. Okay, this beat is actually really coming along now. I want to add another sort of element on top to make it interesting. Maybe like some brass from a record. All right, so I came across this record called Blast Off by Weldon Irvine, and it's insane, but I think that there's a little melody that we can extract from here and use in the hook. This part right here. And I'm thinking we can kind of put some crazy delays on it and make it sound cool. So I kind of extracted and chopped up that little brass melody, and check out how it sounds over the hook. I'm sure you can kind of hear that there's a lot of rumbling down at the bottom end of this sample. So let's open up an EQ and just get rid of some of that stuff. Just kind of focus it on the mid-range there. I also made these mono because my plan is to, well, A, help it sit better with the other stereo elements in the beat already, but B, I want to add kind of like a ping pong delay, and it will sound better if the source is mono. So let's do that and make it kind of trippy sounding almost. Kind of want it to sound crazy like that. So now that the beat is almost made here, my favorite thing to do at this point is to bring in an acapella for the type of vocal that I hear over the top. And in this case, you know, it's going to be a Tribe Called Quest. So let's pull in an acapella and see how well they fit together so we can get a little
vibe check.
My shit is love, simply meaning that my joint is tight. Amping up the mic, making sure production's tight. Sometimes I might catch a severe case of writer's block, but by the end of the day, you'll be on my job.
Going through and combining all these records together is actually a really fun way to stay creative with music. Like if you're the type of person who usually likes to start things from scratch, give this a shot. So, who do you guys think should be next in the series? Let us know down in the comments below, and have a great time sampling. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.